What's going on, guys? Syndicate here. Welcome you faces to a brand new image. Oh my god, fap yourselves to death. Okay, right, listen, you might be like, wow, Tom, why should we be excited over an image? Now, listen, if you play zombies, any sort of information up until January 26th that we receive is hype train beyond belief, okay? Now, you might be like, wait, Tom, we've seen this. All right, you might have seen this. And by the way, you can see my mouse because, yo, we're in editing mode right now. Look at this. I'm editing on the other screen. So I can zoom into things and show you guys things that you may have never, ever seen before, which apparently right now doesn't seem to want to work. Oh my god, I have broken it. But listen, what we're going to be talking about today is certain individual elements to this here image that is different from the last. Particularly, if we just take a knife and go slice straight up the screen, we never saw this segment of the screen. We always saw what we thought was a rocket in the background, and correct in saying so, it is a rocket. This time we can see an additional thing that would hold a rocket, but this one is launched. Then we've got another rocket and another one. So we've got 4 rockets. So if we were to combine it to the Ascension 3 rocket screen, you might be like, oh, that doesn't make sense anymore because there is actually 3 rockets, but one's missing, so you never know. But either way, listen. They are confirmed, they are rockets, or they're just weird looking buildings. No way at all possible they're rockets. Just deal with it. Now, something that has been driving me crazy, just beyond belief, is this. Now, this little thing over here is, the reason why it's doing my head in, is because when you look at this image, you go, okay, this side of the building, all absolutely fine. This has got a hole in it. There's a rocket missing now that we can confirm. This thing here might be a tree line or something collapsed. We're not too sure what it was. But mainly, like, all this side of the building, this area is damaged. Now, why is this area damaged, and why is this damaged down here, but not this side? You know, like, wouldn't it all be destroyed if it was in, like, a war or something? And it seems like you could give 2 different options to this. One, everyone keeps saying, this is the head of an iron actual dragon, which I am saying, go fuck yourselves, there's no way. I'm calling it right now, that's a fucking tank. You might be like, what? What are you even saying? I think that's a tank. I'm not even kidding. I've said this a bunch of times before, and it's been hard for me to break it down. But I think this right here that you're looking at, this, can I even do the zoom in? Can I do the zoom in feature? Why is it not letting me do the zoom in feature? What the hell, man? Let me do the zoom in feature. Okay, it lets me shake it around, but I can't do the zoom in feature, which is the whole point of me doing it in this editing screen. But the reason why I think this is a tank is during one of the campaign missions, alright, this tank comes busting through the wall, and then it's like World War II era, but then it transforms into a modern day tank. And I swear to God, I think that this is the tank, and this thing you see sticking up here is the head of the tank with a barrel off it. Now, this name has changed. It was Der Eisendrachen, and now it's Der Eisendrache, or Drache, okay? They got rid of the M. So before it was known as like the Iron Kite, people were calling it as, or the Iron Dragon. Now it's confirmed it's the Iron Dragon. This is the Iron Dragon, okay? It sounds good, it's epic, it works. Treyarch, for some reason, decided to change it. It's the first time they've ever changed a map name before, but they've done it. So it's the Iron Dragon. Now, throughout every film that I've ever watched in my life, everything I've ever spoke about war, other countries always used to refer to tanks as iron dragons, like, because they breathe fire, because then the front of a tank, you'd have a flamethrower that would, like, burst fire, so there was always, like, you know, the Japanese would be like, oh my god, it's, you know, the Americans or the Germans with a, you know, a dragon, it's a metal-breathing dragon. If you've ever seen the James Bond film, is it Doctor No? Like, there's a dragon tank driving along, which does look like a dragon, that breathes fire, okay? And everyone's like, this big, people think it's real, where it's clearly a robot. But this is a genuine thing. Now, the reason why it brings me into this is, it's a tank, we've seen a tank before, where in Origins, if you remember, it drives around the map and I think it breathes fire off the front of it. I might be completely wrong, but for some reason I thought it did. If it doesn't, then just think I'm talking about James Bond. But we have seen an Iron Dragon in Zombies before, being Origins. You drive around and it does stuff. Not to say that this is going to be driving around on this map, which it could very well be doing, and that's why it could have ended up all the way over Origins' actual self. I know it's very random little things put together, but I think that the Iron Dragon is a tie-in with tanks. You could then argue, okay, well, why are you saying it's tanks and it's on the ground when it's dragon? Like, dragon flying around, the rockets could be referred to as dragons, you know, like setting off, or planes in the sky could be as dragons, you know, spitting fire on the ground below, dropping napalm or something. You know, it would explain the anti-aircraft weapons and that sort of stuff, and especially spotlights in the skies, because you see, you got these spotlights here, which are aiming on the ground. So it's like, well, why are these spotlights up here aiming at the ground when the rest of the spotlights are pointing up in the sky? You could say, oh, this is the mystery box. That's a drunk fucking mystery box, if you want to say that's the mystery box light. But I still think there might be an attack from above, an attack from the ground. I really do want to say that this is a tank. It's driven me absolutely crazy saying that it's not, how I tell you guys, how I explain it to you guys. But listen, I think that this is a tank, alright? Listen to me, I'm a wizard, you're a tank. You know what I'm even going to do right now? Watch this. Doctor No Dragon. I wonder if it pops up. Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, it's exactly what I said. This is exact. Look. Doctor No Dragon. The dragon from Doctor No. Look, it's known as the Iron Dragon. It drives around and breathes fire. Imagine that is that. All right? It's not the exact same one, but just hear me out. That's what I am thinking. It is. I know it sounds so dumb and so stupid. Look at it. It's adorable. Like, it sounds so dumb and so stupid, but that is exactly what I'm imagining that thing there to be. And it drives around the map somehow. It gets from A to B. That's how you can transport yourself from like here to down all the way here. It's just how it works in Origins. But that's what I feel. That's what I want it to be, and that's why I want to see it be. A lot of people are talking about this thing over here being the tail of a dragon. I think it's actually one of these like iron banners. I think it's the Iron Cross. The Iron Cross banner just whipping in the wind, kind of like, I think you can see one here as well. Yeah, you can. So this one that's whipping here, I think that's just that whipping there. It would be funny if it was like a miniature little dragons everywhere. But it still doesn't explain why is this dragon, if this is a dragon, if it's a tank, then doesn't the tank just drive around? Wouldn't it need a path? This might be a dragon tank that actually can scale up buildings. Now, I haven't played the campaign yet, so I don't know how this tank actually operates in the game. But from what I've looked at it, it's kind of like a spider tank. So it could effectively climb up and down all these things, and it could climb up on top here, and that's why it's causing all this destruction. It could have made its way smashing around here and all this and all sorts of shenanigans. But nonetheless, I think it's a tank. I'm just saying it. The Iron Dragon, as soon as I heard the name, I was like, oh, tanks, it's something to do with tanks. We've seen at Origins before with tanks. They can easily tie it in. They've got the game mechanics for tanks in the game already. Why would they not use it? And especially that World War II scene where the tank busts through the wall, and then you fight it and it turns into a modern day tank. Even that backs up the fact that the mechanics for tanks, old tanks and new tanks, is in the game. We haven't seen no mechanics for dragons, have we, flying around? Right? They always try and use the same stuff, because if you actually play, what's it called? If you should follow like the mouse cursor as my mind process thinking section. Now, if you go into, what's it called? When you're in like the frozen forest, right, and you see the like whatever it is floating around and you chase after it in the campaign. I've not played it. I've just seen gameplay clips. The mechanics that the thing the person that you chase after when they're flying through and the scenery is changing. That mechanic is basically what they use for the gatekeepers, in a sense, in Shadows of Evil. So they use the same mechanics throughout the game. Like, they use multiplayer mechanics in zombies, zombie mechanics in, multiplayer and campaign, all that sort of stuff. So it all ties together for him to be able to just use assets from one another. So that could be a tank. So yeah, that was my big rant about it, trying to explain that. That's why I think that is a tank. Okay? Tell me what you guys think. If you think it's a tank, then sweet. If you think it's a flying thing we need to fight, and that's why they've got maybe big-ass rockets to fire it and kill it, I don't understand why these would be used as weapons. I think these are actually to get to, like, the moon, or to take out, like, the Soviets. I don't fucking know, that sort of shit. But this is it is shown, like, this thing, which is now, it could have destroyed all this, it could have destroyed all that, all this, and it could have just been making its way over to here after crushing everything. Look at that, trail of destruction. There has been speculation that this here, watch where my mouse is, where this goes up, even though these are clearly trees, this, all the way up here, is the body of a dragon, and then, like, this is the body of the dragon here. That kind of does look like a dragon, but it's not. This is the body of a dragon, and then that's the head of the dragon that's been, like, decapitated, which I'm like, well, why would they show us a decapitated dragon if it's called the Iron Dragon? Like, that seems like a bit of a spoiler that you can kill it. But nonetheless, that is what I wanted to preach to you guys today, all right? This is what we got. In summary, we just see a little bit more extra of this path. We've got three rockets in total. One's disappeared. I think that this is a tank. Anti-aircraft guns probably going to be involved with the story to take down things from above. Like, there might be planes that come over that bomb you. You've got to come over to here and, like, use these to shoot them down. Otherwise, you'll end up getting taken out. Or, something ends up trying to bomb these rockets that you got to do with Easter egg, and you got to defend them by, using these. And there's 3 of them across the map to defend it. I don't know, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Leave your guys' thoughts down below. If you're excited for this, guys, then make sure you leave a like rating, subscribe, spam the shit out of Tits McGee on lettuce that I am that excited. I don't even know what that means, but Awakening should be dropping around January 26-ish. That's kind of the date they've given us, and it's the first time Treyarch has ever changed the name of a zombie map. There's many times where we've been like, how do you pronounce this, how do you pronounce that, and they've made it clear now that it's not a Eisendrachen, it's Eizendrachen. Der Eisendrachen. If I pronounce that well, if you're German, I want some praise, I want some love, and I want all the attention in the world from you guys for that effort right there. But it's Christmas time, so I've got to go out and decorate my Christmas tree. So thanks for watching, guys. I love you as always, and until next time, I will catch you tomorrow. Goodbye. So, okay, so this is like us and the characters like, oh no, there's a dragon tank driving towards us, and we'll be like, oh shit! And all of a sudden, like, James Bond is going to be confirmed to be in the new DLC, and then all of a sudden Richterfin's going to be like, psych bitch, it's me and my tank, me, get troll, it's just a prank, bro, it's just a prank.